Hi, everyone. This is Celia Hamilton from the Social Biz User Group. Thanks for listening to this podcast. With me today is Kevin Cavanaugh. Kevin has a new title since we last spoke to him. Having spent a decade directing Notes in Domino, he's taking on engineering of Kenexa and the Smarter Workforce development at IBM. Kevin, thanks so much for taking the time out of your schedule to talk to me today.
It's nice to be here.
So IBM completed its acquisition of Kenexa in December of last year, and in January of this year at IBM Connect 2013, you announced the IBM Smarter Workforce initiative. Can you give us an overview of what Smarter Workforce means and how Kenexa fits into all of it?
So back in January, we laid out a vision of how we would take the human resources functions for recruiting and onboarding and for talent optimization and learning that we acquired with Kenexa, and that we would integrate them together using technologies that we were familiar with and bringing social business into all of that. And so that's the course that we've been launched on. We're working on a talent management suite that uses the portal and our web experience, digital experience technologies as a front end to build a new employee experience. We're integrating the talent management suite with the Smart Cloud for social business so that there's social everywhere in the talent management suite, and we're applying our design principles to that to make sure that we have the best user experience. Mm-hmm. We also, back in January, talked about analytics, and we continue to dive into analytics. Those of you who are familiar with Connections know that there's a analytics technology that we developed with IBM Research called SAND that does the recommendation engine and such within Connections, and we're bringing that forward into the talent management suite, as well as doing a range of Smarter Workforce specific analytics around things like retention analytics, analytics for the engagement surveys that Kenexa have been doing, so a big focus on analytics. And then finally, an interesting example of how this all comes together is in our learning offerings. What we've been able to do this year is take the learning management system and the learning content management system from Kenexa, combine that together with our Connections social capability, combine that with video indexing capabilities and transcription capabilities that we got through IBM Research, and announced in October a new social learning offering, and explain how that's been used in the medical community through Boston Children's Hospital with quite a success and with deployment at many other hospitals around the world. So it's been a busy year in terms of following up on the technology initiatives that we talked about last January. So I'm looking forward to this January where we can show the fruits of that effort and talk about what the next steps are going to be.
That leads in perfectly to my next question. This January at Connect 2014, it marks the first year that the Kenexa World Conference will be co-located with Connect. Where is there overlap in the Smarter Workforce and ICS communities?
Well, so there's quite a number of customers who are both ICS Collaboration customers and Kenexa customers. So they may be different parts of their organizations, but there are a number of those customers that have both products. I would say both the Kenexa customers and their human resources function being intrinsically a function that requires collaboration, and the collaboration leaders that we have in the traditional ICS business, they have this shared interest in collaboration. But it's collaboration focused on a business outcome, and the Kenexa customers, I think, bring a unique focus on personnel-related business outcomes. So I think that will be an interesting intersection in the two communities.
And you know the ICS folks very well, like I said in the intro, 10 years managing Notes and Domino. So what will the Kenexa World Conference have of interest to the usual Connect attendee?
Well, people who've been thinking about social business for some time, one of the big topics that they always wind up talking about is how to drive adoption. Mm-hmm. And I think the use case of human resources, the use cases around recruiting, the use cases especially around onboarding and making productive new employees and also optimizing the performance and the learning of those new employees, provide use cases that can be used to drive overall use of social business within companies. So I think a lot of the folks who traditionally come to the Connect conference tend to be from the IT side of the business. They are interested in how the systems get operated, but also how the systems get used. And I think they'll meet people from the Kenexa community that may be less technically oriented, but more oriented to the business needs around human resources and talent management that will drive the adoption of social business solutions.
Mm-hmm. Well, those are my questions. Thanks for taking the time to talk to me today, Kevin. It's great stuff for the community.
Good, and I look forward to maybe seeing you in Orlando in January.
Definitely, I will be there. And thanks to you, our listeners. Make sure to check out socialbizug.org. It's a user group community built entirely on Connections, Domino, and XPages technologies, and is built for IBM Notes and Domino administrators and developers. Membership is completely free, so sign up today. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter at SocialBizUserGroup. Thanks.